Stanley Milgram and obedience to authority. Imagine being told by someone in charge to do something that feels wrong. Would you refuse or would you obey? This powerful question was explored by psychologist Stanley Milgram in the 1960s. Milgram was born in 1933, and he was deeply interested in understanding why ordinary people sometimes follow orders that cause harm. His research was strongly influenced by events after World War II, especially questions about how people could obey cruel commands during the Holocaust. In 1961, Milgram carried out his first obedience experiments at Yale University, and the results were published in 1963. Milgram designed an experiment that looked simple, but placed people in a very difficult moral situation. Participants were told they were taking part in a study about learning and memory. They were assigned the role of teacher, while another person, actually an actor, played the role of learner. The learner was strapped into a chair in another room and connected to a machine that looked like an electric shock generator. The teacher was instructed to give the learner a shock each time they made a mistake on a memory task. The shocks weren't real, but the teachers didn't know that. The shock machine had switches labeled from 15 volts up to 450 volts, with warnings like danger, severe shock. As the voltage increased, the learner began to complain, scream, beg to stop, and eventually fell silent. Whenever the teacher hesitated, the experimenter, dressed in a lab coat, gave calm instructions such as, "Please continue." The experiment requires that you continue. The key question was, how far would people go? The results shocked the world. Milgram found that 65% of participants went all the way to the maximum 450 volts, even though they believed they were seriously harming another person. Many participants showed signs of stress, sweating, shaking, nervously laughing, yet they still obeyed. Milgram concluded that people are more likely to obey authority figures than they expect, especially when the authority appears legitimate, responsibility feels shared or removed, the situation feels controlled and official. He suggested that people sometimes enter an agentic state, where they see themselves as carrying out orders rather than acting on their own responsibility. However, the study raised serious ethical concerns. Participants were deceived. They experienced intense emotional distress. They were not fully protected from harm at the time. Because of Milgram's work, psychological research rules became much stricter. Today, participants must give informed consent, be protected from harm, and have the right to withdraw at any time. Despite the controversy, Milgram's research had a huge impact. It helped explain obedience in real-world settings, including the military, workplaces, schools, and institutions. At its heart, the obedience study teaches us a powerful lesson. Good people can sometimes do harmful things when under pressure from authority.
If you enjoyed our channel, please click subscribe.